Well, in this video I finish off the helm seat and the fishing chair, one unit. Enjoy! We've been continuing on a little bit with the helm seat here, and you can see we're going with this position for the hinge. And what I've done is I've glued all these pieces of wood into this big lump here, because what you see when you're sitting on the chair is actually this, and the rod can go down onto here. And it's going to exert a lot of pressure, so what I've done is I've put two pieces either side here. This actually forms, and this piece has the grain going the other way, so because this grain is going this way and it could split easily. And I thought I've glued it all up now, and just to be on the safe side, what we could do is drill a hole right the way through and put a bolt through there. So that's going to be completely and utterly indestructible. There's a lot of pressure on a rod, you know, so a lot of leverage. So that's the idea, and there's enough meat in the other side here to put our object on. So oh, sawdust. I'm not 100% sure yet whether it should go this way around, or this way around, or this way around. It's interesting, if we go this way around, we line up some holes. These two holes here that were there actually perfectly line up. So I'm not 100% sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But we could put some bolts through there, I suppose. We bolt that on. I think it should be this way around. Again, we need to wait and see where we put it when we get to the boat. Might be able to mount this on here and then just be free to slide this forward and back depending on where's the best place for it. So we're probably going to do that next. To get its best position, we might actually need to put a spacer underneath here, because this is actually, these holes here coming right on that join there is not a good thing really. It probably doesn't matter, it won't matter as long as this is bolted on, then it doesn't really matter. There should be enough meat there. It's not like it's been held in one place. And actually the force is not to pull it away. The force is to push back against this thing here. And there's actually a little angle there, so that needs to be bent. Oh no, maybe not. So yeah, the force is twisted that way. So probably quite good to have these as bolts, because that's actually where the leverage is exerted. If we put bolts through there, it should be right. Okay, a bit more progress. And if you want to see what it looks like from the fishing seat side, it's like that, like that. you can see that if it sticks out sufficiently, the rod can go virtually vertical. There's a pivot on that. And there's also plenty of place here, if it has to go further back here, so in here, there's plenty of place to actually put some brackets on here and put a bolt, as we were saying, across here. And I'll probably end up doing that. We'll see. See how it works. We'll at least be able to test it on that to see how it's going to work, whether it's the right height, for example. Okay. A bit more progress. And these are just the scrap pieces, so I haven't actually cut anything. I just trimmed it up a little bit. And yeah. I once made a trailer for a bicycle, and I glued it out a little piece of pine, all little offcuts of pine like this, because I didn't have much to work with. And I made all sorts of shapes of the wheel axles and everything like that. And no, only glue, nothing, no screws or anything, just glued together. And you know, I took that bicycle from Germany to Switzerland, and the only thing that broke, none of the glue broke, the only thing that broke was I had an piece of ash, natural ash stick to tow it by, and that snapped in half. Oh, there you go. Interesting. Glue is often stronger than the actual grain itself. The grain will break at the wood before the glue breaks. Right. I found another piece of wood that's looking for a home here. It seems to solve some of our problems. And so I'm just gluing it on here at the moment. It tidies everything up actually. And it gives us a nice piece of wood that we could screw into, a good piece of oak, instead of screwing into all the end grain. So screws will go through that piece of wood into the end grain. It'll be a very, very solid way to bolt the hinge on. See the hinge? The hinge now has got solid place all around. All 6 screws can go into that wood and be able to support it properly. And that also gives us some additional strength to these objects here. So all in all, it's coming along nicely. The main thing is just to go with the flow and see what we end up with in the end. That's how I normally do things, and they seem to work out good in the end. Yeah, well, and there's the final result with the hinge on it. And you can see it's got a good place to mount it. And pretty solid. And fold it away. Do that. If we need to. Probably won't need to fold it away. Really, it's just the brackets really just to hold it in a good place. And we'll have to wait until we get to the boat before we can put the final mounting screws in. Job's done.